Hello everyone and welcome to UFO Evidence, the channel where we explore the most compelling and baffling encounters with unidentified flying objects. Today, we're diving deep into some of the most authentic UFO sightings ever recorded. These aren't just blurry lights in the sky, these are credible reports from trained observers, backed by radar data and in some cases, multiple witnesses. So buckle up as we journey through the history of humanity's most puzzling aerial phenomena. First, let's travel back to 1952, right over the heart of American democracy, Washington, D.C. For 2 consecutive weekends in July, a series of UFOs were spotted over the Capitol. These weren't just a few nervous citizens seeing strange lights. Air traffic controllers at Washington National Airport and Andrews Air Force Base tracked multiple unidentified targets on their radar screens. These objects moved at incredible speeds, performed maneuvers impossible for any known aircraft of the time, and would suddenly appear and disappear. The situation became so intense that the US Air Force scrambled F-94 Starfire jet interceptors to investigate. Pilots reported seeing bright lights that would dart away as they approached, easily outmaneuvering their jets. One pilot described seeing several brilliant lights that he just couldn't close in on. The official explanation was a temperature inversion causing radar anomalies and misidentified meteors or stars. But can a weather phenomenon really explain multiple, experienced radar operators and fighter pilots all witnessing the same high-speed, intelligently controlled objects? Many researchers believe the Washington, D.C. incident remains one of the most solid pieces of UFO evidence in history. Next, we fast forward to 1986 in the skies over Alaska. A Japan Airlines cargo flight, JAL 1628, was en route from Paris to Tokyo. The experienced crew, led by Captain Kenju Terauchi, a former fighter pilot, encountered something extraordinary. As they flew over eastern Alaska, 2 small lights appeared in front of them. These lights moved in formation with the massive Boeing 747, pacing it before suddenly zipping in front of the cockpit. Captain Terauchi described them as looking like the glow of rockets, but with no visible trail. Then things got even stranger. A much larger object appeared, which Terauchi described as being twice the size of an aircraft carrier. It was a mothership. This massive craft was also tracked on both the plane's own weather radar and by ground-based military radar. The FAA initially confirmed the radar contacts, but later attributed them to split radar returns. However, the crew's detailed testimony, combined with the corroborating radar data, makes this a landmark case. Captain Terauchi was grounded for a time for speaking out, but he never wavered in his account of what he and his crew saw that night. Now let's head to Belgium for one of the largest UFO waves in modern history. Between 1989 and 1990, thousands of people across the country reported seeing large, silent, triangular-shaped craft flying at low altitudes. These weren't just fleeting glimpses. The objects were witnessed by police officers, military personnel, and countless civilians. The Belgian Air Force took the sightings very seriously, scrambling F-16 fighter jets on multiple occasions to intercept the objects. On the night of March 30th, 1990, one of the most famous encounters occurred. Ground radar detected the objects and 2 F-16s were dispatched. The pilots managed to achieve radar lock on the targets multiple times. The data from their onboard systems showed the objects performing incredible feats, descending from 10,000 feet to just 500 feet in a matter of seconds, and accelerating to speeds far beyond any known aircraft. Despite these radar locks, the pilots could not get a visual confirmation. The Belgian Air Force later released a detailed report, concluding that they couldn't identify the cause of the events but acknowledged the legitimacy of the radar data and the thousands of witness testimonies. Perhaps one of the most famous modern incidents is the Phoenix Lights event of March 13, 1997. Thousands of people across Arizona, including the then governor Fife Symington, witnessed a massive V-shaped object gliding silently across the night sky. Witnesses described it as being enormous, at least a mile wide, with several large lights on its leading edge. It moved slowly and deliberately, blocking out the stars as it passed overhead. The military's initial explanation was that the lights were flares dropped by A-10 Warthog aircraft during a training exercise at the Barry M. Goldwater range. While flares were indeed dropped that night, many witnesses insist that what they saw was a single, solid object, not a formation of separate lights or flares falling from the sky. Governor Symington himself, a former Air Force pilot, initially mocked the event, but later came forward to say he had also witnessed the craft and believed it was of otherworldly origin. The sheer number of witnesses and the conflicting explanations make the Phoenix Lights a truly compelling and enduring mystery. Finally, we come to the incidents that have brought the UFO topic into the mainstream like never before. The US Navy encounters. Starting around 2004 and continuing for years, Navy pilots from carrier strike groups like the USS Nimitz and USS Theodore Roosevelt have had repeated encounters with what the Pentagon now officially calls unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs. Leaked videos, later declassified by the Pentagon, show these objects on the pilots' advanced sensor systems. In the famous Tic Tac video from 2004, FA-18 pilots encountered a white oblong object about 40 feet long, moving erratically over the ocean. It had no visible means of propulsion, no wings, no rotors, no exhaust plumes. It descended from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than a second, according to radar data. When the pilots tried to engage it, it accelerated at hypersonic speeds and disappeared. Other videos, like Gimbal and Go Fast, show objects rotating against the wind and zipping over the water's surface. What makes these cases so significant is the source. These are not just civilian reports. They are documented encounters by some of the most highly trained military pilots in the world, using the most advanced sensor technology we have. The pilots themselves, like Commander David Fravor and Lieutenant Ryan Graves, have gone on record describing objects that defy our understanding of physics and aerodynamics. The US government has since released a preliminary report confirming that these UAPs are real, physical objects, and that in 143 out of 144 cases, they remain unexplained. From the skies over Washington, D.C., in the 50s to the training ranges of the US Navy today, the evidence for unidentified aerial phenomena is undeniable. While skeptics offer conventional explanations like weather balloons, drones, or atmospheric effects, they often fall short of explaining the full scope of these encounters, the incredible speeds, the impossible maneuvers, and the convergence of eyewitness testimony with hard radar data. What are these objects? Where do they come from? We don't have the definitive answers yet, but these cases show us that something is happening in our skies that we don't understand. The conversation is no longer about whether UFOs are real, but about what they are. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of authentic UFO sightings. What do you think is the most convincing case? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to UFO Evidence, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay curious and keep watching the skies.